Welcome back, and I do hope you all enjoyed the break. Well, now it's time for our next session. TAPA's supply chain security standards have been described as perpetual motion because they exist in an environment of continuous improvement to address current and emerging risks to supply chains across EMEA, and indeed the entire world. Our next session looks at everything from the next FSR and TSR standards revisions in 2026 and the new cybersecurity standard in EMEA to driver training, secure parking, and the potential for a new guarding standard for companies operating in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. To update us on these points and more, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Marcus Prince, TAPA EMEA's Senior Manager for Standards, Training and Certifications. Marcus, thank you so much. Please come and tell us more.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all here. It's not only TAPA's 25th anniversary, it's also my anniversary. When I joined TAPA 2005, I entered the room, I had my first conference in Lisbon, and I entered the room and I've seen my name also on the screen. It was not that good as today, due to the fact Operation Grafton and the mobile phone crime unit UK showed an incident. My former company was involved. So it was not that funny and I was not that happy as today to stay here in front of you. But at least that starts my career with TAPA. And of course, I'm feeling always comfortable to stay so close to the bar. It is more relaxful for me. But thanks also for being here and also so bravely until now to follow also today's conference. And of course, I understand it's late and always Jamie placed me between you and the dinner event for a good reason, I don't know, but I want to give you some updates today about standards, training and certification. So the two standard teams, led by one, and also Herbert Anwander and Stefano Guotta. Stefano and Herbert responsible for TSR and Ron van Nimwegen for FSR already started to discuss and talk about the next revision of FSR and TSR for 2026. So their goal is to assess implications and identify ways to incorporate your input into the 2026 revisions. So it's also mentioning that we as in EMEA, or we in EMEA, sharing the Worldwide Change Control Board this year. So that gives us also the opportunity to influence and to talk with the other regions. You may know that the Worldwide Change Control Board always discuss all the changes for the next revision. And together with the FSR and TSR sub-teams, we are going that way, and of course we are discussing the future revision of the standard. Further, also you can be involved. It is your turn now. You can also raise your questions. You can of course share experience. You can also give us your thoughts and suggestions. And the majority have seen that we have already forwarded you the information to be part of that process. In the Vigilant in February, in members' message also in March, we offered and shared you to participate and use the chance, use the opportunity to share your background with us. It is really important also to involve you in that procedure, in that standard procedure, in that revision, so that we get more information, more background from you to work on the next revision of the standards. Our goal is to make the upcoming revisions even better, easier, more explanatory and descriptive, while also allowing members to actively contribute to the revision process. And of course, it is not reducing the overall requirements. But we will also make sure not to include any cost drivers that might appear disproportionate or lead to an excessive implementation effort. So there's still time to take also part of our process, and it's important to get your feedback. And for that reason, we have also opened this kind of response process until the 18th of April. So access to the FSR and TSR request forms can be found exclusively in the member sections. So we restrict also these feedback forms to the member sections. Please make sure to use exclusively that kind of application form. It makes our life easier also to connect these kind of responses with our team and with the sub-teams. And if you miss that kind of information, or if you do not have access to it, then also contact our standards team. Then we will forward you the link. So let's now take a look on some figures and put them into perspective compared to last year. And of course, we were able to archive an increase of nearly 4% in FSR certifications and also 3% in TSR. And I think that is really successful, and thanks to everybody that you are following that direction, that you increase the number of certifications. That's really, really supportive. And of course, also for your business, really good sign. In the meantime, we have managed to further expand the availability of the FSR and TSR standards through additional translations. And also here, thanks again to Marvin and Ron, who supported us also on the Dutch translation. So under the flag on the webpage of the standards, you have now also a new translation of FSR and TSR standard. So thanks to the entire team. If you see the need also for different languages, let us know, and we will also translate it. You know where you can find me. Of course, we should also not forget our guidance documents. We have already heard about that. Thorsten mentioned it yesterday. We have guidance documents on CCTV, locking, telematics, and on the multi-site options. Also here, let us know if you need anything else. Let us know if you think we need or you need more guidance, especially on relevant topics for FSR and TSR. I also had a discussion yesterday in the conference and whilst the coffee break to do some updates of the guidance documents. And if we do see the need, also to discuss topics like AI, especially when we are talking about the CCTV guidance document. So the software gets updated, we are getting more information from our SSPs, and I think could be that we next year go for revision. But whenever you see the need, and give us some information about guidance documents, wherever you see a problem, then let us know. Let's start about talking PSR. We have already heard from Philip this morning, and I'm really happy that also the European Commission now recognized that we are good guys and that we have the same direction, especially with our PSR program. It is the most well-known and successful program. As we have more interest, of course, I will not say we are struggling with certifications, but at least we have a limited number. But we have not only certifications, we have also a lot of partners. And I will never give up, together with the PSR sub-team, also on this direction, and I will continue also in talking and discussing with parking place operators due to the fact we need them, and it's our goal. It's supporting the TSR program, so that's only the reason and already the reason to be active on that. Unfortunately, our offer to provide SSTPA certified sites, an equivalent parking certificate or an equivalent certificate for their program, is not that successful as I expected, but also we are on that. What means the SSTPR certificate, it's given from the European Commission, and what we are doing, we have compared both standards, and we have also created a certificate which is then equal or close to our PSR certificate. Our goal is, my main goal is to give you most options and to put as most parking places into our TIS tool, which supports also your needs. But especially on the anniversary, we have received an anniversary gift from Snap, and I would sincerely like to thank Nick and his team from the bottom of our heart, the executive team and the members, for this gift. And I'm really happy also to share with you today that we received 44 new partners last week. We have already added at least 44. We received some more, but we have added last week 44 new parking place operators and parking place locations in our TIS tool. And I think that's really, really good. And again, thanks to Snap and all his efforts. And I hope, and Nick promised me also, they will continue that way. And our goal is hopefully also with the other booking platform operators to attract more parking places, to get more information, to reach out to parking place operators, and to make also this PSR program more stronger as in the past. And I think with the figures I show you now, we have already a big increase. As you can see, compared to last year, we can add now 46% to the TIS and parking place locations in our tool. So this also means that we require annual updates and transparency as part of our ongoing efforts to maintain a high level of quality and security. Of course, we are talking about basics in the partner program, but it is at least better and more transparent to have these basic partners in the tool, and combined with a TSR truck, I think it's already really good direction. Of course, we have always the right to validate, and that's what we also do. Together with our quality team, we are doing validation audits. We are choosing FSR sites, we are choosing TSR sites, and also partners and parking place operators certifications to check the quality of the certifications. So I think that's also important to understand and to know what kind of topics we are covering and how big our interest is to get more PSR sites into the tool and available for you. So we have also done our first combined PSR SSTPA audit, and special thanks also to XXL-KW, Secure Parking Elbebrücke. Optionally, you have seen them also in the exhibition, and we need more of such kind of partners going that way, and we have some more in the pipeline. So combined certifications related to SSTPA and PSR, and I know also that we, at least in the certification process, with some more parking place operators in Spain. So it gives us always better and qualified information we can share with you in the tool. For this reason, we also participate in all relevant events to broadly communicate the need on PSR, on secure parking. And of course, we contacted Felipe, and together with Felipe, we have a good relationship in the meantime also with the European Commission. Also in the past, we had a good relationship, but I think that's now, for the future, a really good direction to have Felipe on our side and to work together with the European Commission in that direction. Also, we have shared details about our programs. We have shared details about our guidance documents. In the Landsec meetings, we of course working also close with the Department for Transport in the UK, and we have supported also the European Commission study with figures and data from our TIS tool. Plus, of course, the significant enhancement of the integration of the TIS tool with major booking platforms like Snap, like Bosch, like Travis, our partners, our SSPs. It's much more easier for you in the meantime to book parking places. And if you have any contacts for secure parking places for us or locations that could benefit from our program, then please let us know. That brings me to the youngest edition of our standards family. And of course, some of you have already heard and seen, we have launched the CSS standard, the cybersecurity standard, beginning of this year. And we already qualified more than 100 authorized auditors on that standard, only in the first quarter. And parallel, our team has also been working on the development process, the new Synthesia online format for the CSS training. So I'm very pleased today to share with you that the course is now complete, and from today morning ongoing, you can also register for the online course of the new cybersecurity standard. It is also now added to our standards families training package. So what means, in the meantime, you have 4 standards available, and you can also choose the different standard trainings with your package. For those of you who weren't aware yet, this training is now also part of our registration, and you can find the registration on the webpage. That means that representatives and authorized persons can include the CSS training into the existing training bundle. So to continue your qualifications and take a look to see if this standard might be relevant for you. And of course, my personal goal is to have the first cybersecurity certification in EMEA. And if you have questions about, and also if you are interested to become CSS certified, then please contact me and let me know. Optionally, we can also discuss about the pilot project. So we are always interested to support you, as you know. And of course, let yourself be impressed by the latest features of the Synthesia tool itself. For the first time, we also integrated a structured approach and easy handling of all related information into the course. So get ready, there's more to discover. But let's shift our focus from CSS back to the secure transport. Those who know me are aware that driver protection and raising awareness around this topic hold the highest priority or importance for me. And of course, I provided already driver trainings 15 years ago, and I used also not only my experience, but also members' experience to create a program and to create documentations which supports the drivers. So please remember to equip your drivers with the cost-free TAPA EMEA driver guidance. You find them on the webpage. Required in different languages, so make it available to your drivers. And here we are talking about overall 17 different languages. So download them, give them, hand over to the drivers, and of course, take care that they understand what it means. Further, we have also now finalized our driver training. We launched it already with the first languages, English and German. And I promise you another 5 languages will be available latest in 1 month's time. So that we will cover then English, German, Polish, Romanian, Italian, Spanish, Bulgarian, and Lithuanian. And I think that's also really important to understand. We are covering in 3 different modules the main topics, the main needs for the drivers. So we start with the basic module, we continue with some general topics, and further we concluded with all tiers 1 relevant driver topics in that module. And there's no exam at the end. There's only a kind of intermediate questions that the driver are aware what we are talking about. That wasn't me, huh? But let's move on now also to have a look on a short sequence about the driver training, and I'm happy to share a short teaser video with you.
Every day, drivers face risks on the road. Risks that can cost more than just goods. They can cost lives. The security of the supply chain is critical. Losses from stolen or damaged goods don't just affect your bottom line. They hurt your reputation, trust, and future business. When it comes to drivers' safety and cargo security, there is no competition. Experience matters, and we've got it. This 2.5-hour training covers everything, from general security awareness to advanced driver regulations for high-value transports. Accessible anywhere, even on your phone, in 7 languages, commonly spoken by drivers. Our certificate builds trust. It's crucial for your business success. Protect your cargo. Protect your reputation. Join the leaders in supply chain security. Sign up now.
And you will find also the registration on our webpage. And I think in 30 days, 1 month, we have all the languages available. We will give you information and contact us if you have also interest. And whenever you need more, or if you have a higher amount of drivers, then contact me. Then we can also talk about other fees. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the GSR. And the GSR is planned that I reach out first to the SSPs, to the monitoring centers, to the AMICs, and talk to them to ask about interest. As you know, we are following the members' direction, and that's important. We don't like to implement the standard. We haven't the background of our members, and we do not know if you see the need for the GSR. But the next process, and I explained it last year, when I also launched or discussed about the next way of the cybersecurity standard, and now we like to continue with the GSR, we will ask our members, our monitoring centers about the interest, and then of course, depending on that outcome, we will reach out via a survey to all the members. At least that's the step or the next step related to the GSR. But let's also talk about some response, some feedback about the trainings. And I think we got really good feedback from you. We have trained more than 2,700 members and trainees on all the standards, and I think that is really, really impressive. And we got some responses. You can see them on the screen. I think really good responses. Thanks for all of you supported us and also given us their feedback. Especially also thanks to the entire team, made it possible, but I will come to that in a few minutes. Let's talk about development projects. Look a bit back and also look forward. In addition to the activities already mentioned, we've also given our internal TAPA Wiki a proper update, streamlining and simplifying it. A big thanks also goes to the quality team. Similar like FSR and TSR sub-teams, we have a quality team always checking the documents, letting us know what we have to improve. Looking ahead, rest assured we are not running out of ideas. We are continuously evolving to keep up with growth and automatization. At present, we are working on an auditor platform, so a new solution for our AABs to apply the certification number and to get an automated process in that tool. So it will simplify also the quality and also uploading the documents, which makes it easier for us and also easier for you to get the details in the TIS tool. This will also include the assignment and display of the membership number for each entity and all related and applicable documents, such as certificates and training records, ensuring a clear connection to the registered entity at all times. Following the conference, we also focus on cleaning up and restructuring our webpage and simplifying the registration process for our trainings. So you recognize we are doing a lot of things in updating and doing automatization. Let's continue with new terms and conditions. You have seen already in the 2 weeks ago that we have developed and refinement and preparation for further growth. Our review of discussed certifications revealed a significant number of non-conformities with our guidelines and processes. That was the reason why we also contacted legal advisors, international accreditation bodies, and independent audit bodies. Our focus has been not only on equal treatment, but also on ensuring fairness towards smaller businesses and medium-sized enterprises. That was the reason why we have created that kind of terms and conditions, to go one way, also to prepare ourselves for the growth and to be in line with the international accreditation forum and with other standards. So you have seen also that kind of new terms, and if you have questions related to these terms, especially to the regulations for TAPA certification, then also may I invite you after the conference to join me here, close to the bar on that side, and then I'm happy to talk with you and to give you also some more guidance on that. As you know, we have also kind of transition time for that process. But again, whenever you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Beside that, we also shared more terms related to trainings. You can find them also in the footer of our webpage. And that brings me also to introduce some of our team members. And since I've been referring to the team throughout, I'd also like to take a moment to introduce our standards team. And Tamara is also here in the audience. And Panayotis also arrived this morning after a strike in Greece. Happy to have him here. And reach out to Tamara and Pana if you have questions related to the standards. But that brings me also to introduce our team from India. And may I ask also Satya to come on stage and to present this part, and especially to introduce the Indian colleagues. Satya has traveled all the way from India together with Neetu, especially for you and our anniversary conference. So I think the distance and the effort alone already more than deserving of a round of applause.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. I'm truly excited to introduce you all to our amazing Indian team of TAPA EMEA, the backbone of many of our operations who work diligently and behind the scene to ensure everything runs smoothly. So let me walk through their roles and contributions. First is Neetu and Alpha, the training champions. These are the two powerhouse team members are at the heart of all the trainings. Together, they handle responding to the training-related queries, supporting and onboarding new joiners, creating and managing courses within our training tools, and also generating insightful and reports and handling various training-related queries. So let's move on to the next one is Asima and Namita, the TIS data experts. So Asima and Namita play a vital role to manage our TIS data operations, including handling the TIS media, LEA and members data, managing communication and requests related data sharing and all stuff, and actively participating on the TIS webinar, which we plan quarterly for every one of you. So I would love you to join those. And last but not the least is Muskan, the Infobox Guardian, our newest team member. Muskan has taken on the important responsibility of managing our Infobox, the central hub for the information flow and support across region. She has been doing an excellent job ensuring timely response and efficient coordinations. So this is about the Indian team. Apart from it, Indian team manages a wide range of responsibilities supporting both TIS and Talent LMS, as well as the TAPA EMEA Infobox. We also go for the self-certifications and the waivers or TAPA tracking numbers, cars, or preparation of training webinars, queries, suggestion related standards or certification and training. I am Satya. Once again, I look for data, the TIS incidence data. I request all of you to join our webinar and also share me your data. I'll love to. Thank you.
Marcus and Satya, thank you both so much. We don't have time for any questions, but we will come to those in the Vigilant magazine. And I know you're always happy to hear from people, Marcus. Thank you both very much. So now it's time for our third and final panel discussion, as we hand over the stage to 6 specialists representing logistics service providers in the Tata EMEA family. And what a time it is to be in the transport and logistics industry. Let's hear what they've got to say about what it's like to be on the front line of today's supply chains as we welcome on stage Dideke van Oostrum de Lely, Director of International Transport Jan de Lely, Jason Breakwell, Group Commercial Director for Wallenborn, Harry Hughes, Managing Director FET Logistics, Kodrutz Martineau, Security and IT Manager for VO Trans Group, Holger Hoofen, Key Account Manager Hutter Spedition and Logistic, and Kieran O'Sullivan, Senior Manager Transport Security and Operations ATC Logistics. And finally, I'd also like to welcome back to the bar and to field your questions on the app. So please